We've waited all season for it. Now we get it. We've said it kind of has a finals feel, even though it's a conference final. Number one against number two. It all begins with the one-seeded Houston Rockets hosting. They're hoping to get back to where our next guest has been not once but twice as we welcome in Kenny the Jet Smith, who will be part of TNT's coverage. Jet, let me start with this, how I started our show here. What gives you the sense about this Rockets team that they can beat the Warriors in a spot where they haven't been able to in the past?
Oh, did I tell you I had a sense of that?
No, I'm asking you. What would give you? Oh, you don't have any sense of that.
I don't have that sense right now. I have to see it. So you were like, what gives me this? I was like, I never told you that.
What would put them in a better position? What would tell you? Sell me on why, maybe.
The one thing that I'm going to tell you what the Warriors are, and you have to be able to adjust to it. The way the Rockets have been playing to get to this point, and I've watched those interviews come up, that is not the way that Golden State has lost. That is not the way. People have never beaten them that, so why would I try to believe that that's possible? For me, I would think that the Rockets are going to have to do something and be uncomfortable for this series to win it. To win any NBA championship, at some point in some series, you have to do something that makes you uncomfortable. And that means maybe abandoning some of the isolation, abandoning the pick and roll, maybe not playing a key player as much as they particularly have been playing. Those are championship moments and championship teams, and that's the only way I think you can go through Golden State.
Kenny, I totally agree. And for me is, like you said, that uncomfortable adversity. I love P.J. Tucker. I love Trevor Ariza. To me, if you're going to have to beat the Golden State Warriors, you might have to play Eric Gordon a little bit more along with Chris Paul. How can Chris Paul and James Harden get Eric Gordon going? He struggled, Kenny, in the playoffs thus far.
Well, you know, he struggled because I think a little bit because he really had the role that Chris Paul had last year. You know, that was his role. You know, to create opportunities off the dribble by himself, isolate him, and now he's become more of a spot shooter. I think what he could do is try to find more baskets in transition, sprinting into three-point shots and sprinting into layups instead of the isolation basketball where he was probably pretty good at, and that he was actually had the ball a lot last year when he became Sixth Man of the Year.
Kenny, you talked about Houston being forced to do something different than what they normally do to win this game. Is there something to be said about trying to switch your game up in the ninth inning? If you've been one way for 82 games plus 2 rounds of the playoffs, how hard is it for a team to switch up and do something that's not their MO?
If you're a great team, it's not. And this great teams win championships, not really good ones. So, you know, I'm just looking at the teams of the past, teams that I've been blessed to be on. You know, there were times where we abandoned the pick and roll because we couldn't run it against that team. There's times that we said that we're not running a single post up because we can't post up this team. And we didn't do it. And that's what you have to do to be an NBA champion. You will have to abandon something that you're really good at in one series, not all of them, but in one series to get there. But if they currently play, I think, this is just my personal opinion, the Rockets play the way they have played to get here, they will not be the Golden State Warriors doing that. They will have to change something up.
Kenny, if you're Mike D'Antoni, you look at Kevin Durant, we know at his size he's kind of like a unicorn with all of his ability. You're not going to shut him down. But what's the best way for Houston to attempt to handle him, to at least try and limit him in some way?
Well, it's not really – you're not going to limit him offensively. And that's what I'm talking about, guys, is that fact that when Golden State puts that Hampton lineup on the floor, when the Rockets go to pick and roll, Kevin Durant and Draymond Green can guard any position on the perimeter. So they don't have an advantage, and Chris Paul won't have the opportunity, or James Harden, to just dance around and beat people off the dribble because those guys can play. They're perimeter guys by nature. Their first perimeter, they just have size in doing it. So they might have to abandon. That is the thing. The Capella pick and roll, I don't think will be as effective in this series because when they switch, there is no advantage at the perimeter anymore.
So, Kenny, putting your coach's hat on, if that's not going to be an advantage, and I totally agree with you, where should they go with maybe another player versus Clint Capella in the pick and roll?
Well, I think Clint could still do well running the floor, offensive rebounding, and protecting the rim on defense. But I think Eric Gordon, like you guys said earlier, is the guy that can come in and can create something different. You know, he can take people off the dribble, and he's small enough to play multiple positions. But I think they're going to have to play more penetrate the pitch than pick and roll to find. Penetrate the pitch, then pick and roll to find.
Kenny, enjoy. We're looking forward to the coverage. Have fun. Should be a great atmosphere for Game 1.
Love it. I'm back in H-Town, fellas, man. Oh, man, ain't nothing like H-Town. Clutch City.
Hey, they still know you out there, man?
Come on, baby. Listen, they sent the helicopter, man. Hey, Google me, man. You better Google me.
I'll make sure I Google you, Kenny. I'll make sure I Google you.
All right, Kenny, be well. Thank you.
All right.
All right, there's Kenny the Jet Smith, and from
Adam Silver.
taking flight, it's P.J. Tucker. Got
Lord.
solid
Adam
gold.
Silver.
What is that a sequence jacket?
Adam, you better get a hold of this.
We had Wakanda earlier, and this is Doctor Strange.
He came in just like Prince.
Man, he's got to go get his money back.
Man,
What is that?
I don't know. I think it was worn in one of those Cirque du Soleil things. Then there's KD. He just comes out and says, "Hey, it's enough." Is that okay for you, Smith?
No.
You're not all right with this?
I'm a dress code guy.
You're not okay with this?
Nope. But I like it better than that.
That sequence jacket?
Sequin jacket?
That
That Wayne Newton.
Hey, I love PJ Tucker's.
jacket?
I love PJ Tucker's game, but I hate that jacket.